Hi, I'm Jason from Best Binocular Reviews. Today I'm going to talk about magnification and how a binocular's power, or its magnification, will impact your experience whilst using it. Please note, throughout this video I'll be using the terms power and magnification interchangeably. Before I get started, let's take a quick tour of the relevant parts of a binocular. At the front of the binocular you have the objective lenses. These collect light to be sent through the binocular and out through the ocular lenses and then onto your eyes. The ocular lenses are the ones at the rear of the binocular, and these are the ones that actually magnify the image. Also, I think it's important to mention before we get started that the physical dimensions of a binocular have nothing to do with its magnification. It's a common misconception to assume that a giant binocular has to be the most powerful, and that compacts only have low powers. Sure, it is common for very high-powered long-range binoculars to be large, but this is simply because they need to capture more light in order to deliver an image that is reasonably bright. And so to do this, they need larger objective lenses. In this example of two Snipex binoculars, they are both different in size, but both have the same 10 times magnification. Okay, so now that we've cleared that up, let's now take a look at how the magnification actually affects the view. By increasing the magnification, you get more image detail. However, there are a number of trade-offs associated with this increase in power. To help me explain, take a look at this photo of a small herd of elephants coming down to the water's edge for a drink. This is kind of what you might see with the naked eye or with zero magnification. Here you have a really nice wide field of view and a lot of things around the elephants, like the water, tree stumps and the trees in the background are in view. So for example, if a lion was to come out from back there, you would instantly see it. Now let's take a look at what the image might look like through 8 times and 10 times binoculars. Notice how you get more image detail, but the more you increase the power, the more the field of view gets narrower, and so you can no longer see the water or the trees in the background. So now, if a lion had to come out from back there, you would definitely miss it. So remember that when you increase the power of a pair of binoculars, your field of view is going to decrease. So although you can see the object closer with more detail, a higher power binocular will have a more restrictive field of view. This is really something that you want to keep in mind when you're looking for binoculars for activities like birdwatching or spectator sports, where a wider field of view is really helpful. Another thing to consider as you increase the magnification is how it impacts on image stability. Any movement from your upper body or hands is going to be magnified. With a lower magnification like 7 or even 8 times, if the binocular isn't perfectly steady, you may see some movement or bounciness within the image. But unless you're particularly unsteady, this isn't really going to be an issue. At higher powers, that same amount of instability in your hands or body is magnified even more in the image, and so produces a more pronounced amount of movement in the view. Too much image shake and it can become hard to clearly see what it is that you're trying to view. This is something you want to consider if you were looking at binoculars with higher magnifications. You're going to need to hold them really steady, and you may even want to consider tripod mounting them when you start heading towards magnifications of 15 times and over. A good general rule of thumb is that lower power binoculars are more user friendly for people like bird watchers and sports spectators who like a wide field of view, as it helps them to more quickly locate the action and then follow it. Whereas people who more often view larger and usually more slowly moving wildlife, like those on safari or hunters, quite often prefer to get closer to their game and thus will often use 10 times power magnifications or more. Obviously, for long-range observation, even higher powered binoculars will be preferable. I hope this video has cleared up a few things and makes choosing your binoculars that work best for you just that little bit easier. If you have any more questions about anything to do with binoculars, please visit the BBR website, links are in the description below, or feel free to subscribe to my channel for more advice, tips and reviews. Many thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.